I think what's fun about this is there's some level of musical personality that comes out in doing this. So some of how I think about it, it's kind of how I think about music. But it's cool to do it in a team so that there's kind of like a blend of the different ways of thinking about it. Usually, a lot of the music I listen to is drum and bass led, and so instead of thinking about music led by keys or guitar, I usually think of it led by drum and bass, and I usually think of that first. And so I guess this is like a little bit of an example of more of that, taking that kind of approach. And I was in the drum and bass bass workshop, but there was some drums in it as well, and it was a good reminder to hear a lot of information. And one of the pieces that Bobby was talking about in bass was the length of notes. And you might think about that more for bass because you can kind of stop a note or hold it out. But for guitar also, I mean, even though there's open strings, you can get this kind of like cut notes shorter and give it space. And so that helps me feel like I'm part of the rhythm section. I like to do that a lot, and a lot of times I'll make chords a little bit choppy like that, and then I feel like I can sit with the bass. And then for drums, for bass and drums, listening to each other, and so the bass is often thinking about trying to play off the drums, playing off the kick, playing together. I like to sit with them. In fact, I like to just sit around so I can hear. So this is an example of kind of a more rhythmic approach. But so I guess in 3/6 kind of, but hitting 1 and 2.
So you can know it's we're grooving because you can look at Bobby's butt.
Because they're holding it down. Oh, there you go. Oh, so actually I didn't say anything important up to now, so that's right.
Thirsty. Oh, are we come to the fountain? Dip your heart in the stream of life. Let the pain and the sorrow be washed away in the waves of His mercy. As deep cries out, and here we're going to all Jesus, Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus, I want to come, Lord. So drums are kind of, it didn't go to the ride, it's just like a little bit more, but I like that, because the groove is still there. So we switched back, but then that was one of the things that Shep had mentioned, that ride is cool, but you can actually get a lot out of hi-hat just by opening it a little bit or closing it, and also just how hard you play. So sometimes it's nice, again, it's just, some of it's subjective, but sometimes it's nice that if there's a good groove, and part of what's nice about a groove is that
when you're on the other side of it, not necessarily, it can feel boring to just keep that going, but at least it's something that everyone can sit in and trust. There's not a lot of changes happening, just kind of in your zone a little bit, and that's nice sometimes. So with the chorus just being a little more intense, but the same thing, you know, that's kind of a nice effect, instead of just totally saying, oh, it's a chorus, we gotta switch it up to the ride, or, you know, so.
I think one tool that's kind of handy is when you think about a song that has you have like 0 to 100% in terms of dynamics. A lot of times, a lot of bands think of like broken way down, and they think like loud, and there's kind of like two volumes. There's two dynamics. There's rockin' and not rockin'. You know, one of those two. But if you can get your folks to think in steps. That's what we did with this here. So like say the verse is at like 50%. Okay, I want the chorus to be 60%, or maybe 65, 70%, something like that. Because eventually, I mean, maybe that's all where it lives, in the middle of like a general set. I don't want it like loud, killing it, because this is song 2 or song 3 or something. And you know, or you may have a point in the set where like, you know, regular chorus is 60%, double chorus is 70%. Something like that, just to kind of give folks a, you know, I want you to hit the snare harder here, but not as hard as you can hit it, because we're going to eventually need somewhere to go. So.
Which is a good point, because you can do the exact same part and just do it harder, and there you go. There's dynamics there.
Right. We've gone past time. That's the world's shortest arranging workshop. Good luck. Thirsty, back at 6. All who are weak, come to the fountain. Dip your heart in the stream of life, pain and sorrow. Be washed away in the waves of His mercy. His deep cries out to deep. We sing, come, Lord Jesus, come. all who thirsty, all who are weak, come to the fountain. Dip your heart in the stream of